clearly I failed. This is the Zinc 2.0 by 118 design. It's a really simple blaster to use, but it's got a couple of things different than a normal nerf blaster you might be used to. The normal pull and fire, or it's more like the Chronos where you pull to prime and then you push forward to load, but this one, you can't load unless you have a dart. So clearly I failed. So it just uses half-length mags. These mags hold up to 8 darts. And you can load your mag without priming the blaster because it has a built-in cutout on the pusher. So you check the mag, put your darts in, pull the prime, forward to load, and you're good. Or you could pull the prime, slap it to load, and also good. Push the button to eject. When you shoot your last dart, it won't pull forward. So it has a dart stop. So if you're out of darts, the magazine is empty, the slide can't be primed forward. That's to tell you, hey, you're out of darts, you gotta reload. And so if you first get your blaster, put your mag in, or prime it, you can't. That's a feature. That's not a malfunction. The other thing about the Zinc that is really cool is the placement of the mag button. If you press this button, the mag pops out. However, because that is not a usual placement for a mag release, it can be difficult to get used to. So be careful when you're firing it. If you tend to hold your grip with your thumb down, you could accidentally press the button, which I tend to do. You can use a stiffer mag spring to prevent that from happening, but still pay attention to where your button is, because if you put it down on something, your mag will pop out as well. The Zinc has a moving catch built into it, and that's how you get the plunger tube in reverse on the top. And because of that, you have to pull it back all the way until the catch locks into place. You can see it there. This is the orange piece. And as you pull it forward, the catch moves with the whole plunger assembly until it reaches the sear. So pull all the way back till it catches, and pull it forward if you get ready to fire it. And if your slide isn't all the way forward, you'll see that your trigger won't be able to engage the sear, releasing the catch. And so because of this and the way it's set up, you can't deprime this blaster either. So if you try to pull down the trigger, you're not going to be releasing the catch and then be able to slide it forward. So your only options are to fire with the dart, or to plug the end of the barrel to fire it to release the spring, or to dry fire it. With the Zinc, you can dry fire it because there is a small little O-ring bumper that seems to be sufficient padding for the plunger that I haven't broken anything yet. So you can dry fire it all day long. And it's totally fine. So you can actually slam fire it as well. Because the catch moves forward to be released, you can fire darts in rapid succession. If you are building your own Zinc and the trigger is stiff, you can also file down the ramp on the trigger and the bottom of the sear for more smooth motion. However, I found that the 2.0 has a lot smoother trigger pull than the 1.0, so you shouldn't have a problem. But that's a common issue that people had with the 1.0, is they had to really file this to get it to perform just right. If you're on the field and you need to service it, you get a dart jammed in there, or you have some obstruction in there, you can actually easily access the top internals by separating from the frame by unscrewing these 2 screws in the front, and then the whole top piece slides off, and then you can access your trigger mechanism and your firing group. If you get a dart jammed in the barrel, you can clear it out from the top here. If you need to remove the barrel for whatever reason, you can just use a 1/2-inch pipe or a rod, like a ram core for a caliber, and you can push out the barrel if it's too tight for you. And here you can see the firing group as well, with the catch, the spring, the plunger. You've got your smooth rod the plunger rides on, and then you have your orange redirect for the air, and then you have your ram with the cutout. So pretty simple. And to put it back together, you just slide onto the frame, and then the front back onto it. You leave a little bit of a gap so you don't accidentally fire a blaster when you do so. To change the spring, all you would do is unscrew these 2 screws and loosen the hex nut, which will come off of the threaded rod, and then you can have access to your plunger that way as well. Other things to look out for is it does have the barrel below the plunger tube, which is not typical for a Nerf blaster, so you do have to aim a little higher than you would normally expect. Last thing, for the Zinc specifically. It has a mag eject, which means your magazine can come out pretty fast. And because of that, I would be careful about dropping these pretty hard on concrete because they could snap. The fairly thin prints here. I've only had one break though, but just be careful about your printed parts. Like any good expensive toy, don't drop it on concrete. This one though, I've taken to 3 or 4 events already, and I've dropped it at least a dozen times, and it's been totally fine. So this is one of my new favorite blasters. Oh, and the other thing you can do, pull it to prime it, then you have to pull it forward to load a dart, or you can slap it down. Makes it a little bit faster of a reload to just close it like that. So that's also a fun thing you can do. So it's got these little features built in, little gimmicks, that makes it kind of a cool sidearm. It's also sleek, fits in many holsters, fits in your pocket, fits in my jeans, in the jeans pocket, so it's pretty cool. Hopefully that helps you when you first get your Zinc to not be confused about what's going on. The mag well is for proprietary mags only, so don't try to sham or shove or jam a Talon mag in there, it won't fit. So, man, that's it. Wow, that was perfect.
That's why we can't have fancy cameras.
I'm just gonna shoot at Joe, walk back and forth.